Tools make life easy. Better designed tools make it easier. ZoomX team has been very considerate for users in the design of the 24-inch high-definition video magnifier, Aurora HD, which you will find out in many aspects. First of all, Aurora HD is very easy to set up. It requires no additional installation at all. Once you receive the package, all you have to do is take it out, unfold it, plug in, and power on. And the foldable design also makes it easy to carry. And as human fingers are more flexible than palm, the convenient XY table handles used in Aurora HD allows you to move the table with your fingers. It is very easy and steady to move or allocate books or scripts under the camera. There are also V-slot for you to hold the bottle steady and U-slot for pens. Moreover, human eyes are very sensitive to the brightness of the light, and sometimes the quality of reading material requires different light intensity. In order to adapt to different reading environments, the screen brightness and the LED light of Aurora HD can be easily enhanced, turned on, or turned off. Also, the high contrast red auxiliary reading lines can be used to locate the content in the same line. Like the heart to a human body, camera is the heart of an electronic magnifier, especially to a desktop video magnifier. The image quality is highly dependent on the camera. The autofocus high-definition camera employed in Aurora HD is with 18 times optical zoom, which ensures the image in the 24-inch widescreen always clear and smooth. It is more comfortable and less strain for your eyes during long reading or working hours with Aurora HD. This camera also guarantees constant clarity of the image for various use of the Aurora HD, such as reading your favorite book, writing diary, doing your needlework, and so on. Your favorite settings, including magnification, viewing mode, and brightness, will be automatically memorized by the intelligent system. Need no reset in your next use. And Aurora HD is a great machine that you can use easily with few instructions. The large intuitive buttons on the front panel demonstrate their functions themselves. Zooming in and out, viewing modes, brightness adjustment, reading lines, and writing modes. Basically, one button, one function. There are no difficulties at all for the new users to use and enjoy this excellent equipment. In addition to basic settings, advanced settings and functions are also available for experienced users. ZoomX Aurora HD, your perfect assistant to see the world.
Hello, my name is David Bradburn. I'm with ZoomX, and in this video we will be looking at the foldable stand that comes with the Snow 12 video magnifier. I'm going to open the carry case, undo the Velcro strap. I'm just going to pick it up by one side, and I'll move the carry case out of the way. Don't actually need that anymore. And so here's the stand. So in terms of size, it's certainly bigger or deeper than the Snow 12, but it's in the closed position. I'm just going to place it on the table. There are some little rubber feet underneath, which I can certainly move it, but it doesn't move quickly. It will have some resistance to prevent this from falling onto the, off of the table. So how do we open it? So with the foldable frame or stand in front of us, I lift it up, and as I do so, let's take a look here on the right-hand side. The same thing is on the other side, but there's a small little piece of metal. This is what we call a brace, and the brace, once it frees this area, it falls into a little hole. There's another one over on the left-hand side as well, so there's one on both sides, and these now are steadying the main arm of the foldable stand. Now what I want to do is with the middle section, the cradle in the middle here, I just hold it with one hand and it swings up and over completely, and I keep unfolding it until it can't go anymore, and now the cradle of the frame is directly in front of me. this is where the Snow 12 will go in. Let's look quickly then at how we close the frame, and then we'll open it again and bring Snow 12 into the picture. So with the cradle, we rotate it towards the back of the unit. It will stop. There are small little pieces of metal on the inside of the arms that prevent that from moving any further. Once it's done, we fold the inner arms towards the back. Those also will stop. And then on the left and right hand side, so what you want to do, it's not heavy, but you want to just lift it up just a little bit. I'm using my thumbs to actually support the arms. And with my fingers, I'm actually gripping behind the braces just enough for them to clear the little holes, and then the frame will go down flat, at which point I can put it back in my carry case and I'm good to go. So let's do that again. So I go backwards. The braces have slotted into the little holes. I bring the inner arm out and then keep unfolding until the cradle is now in front. Great. Now let's get our Snow 12. So I'm going to just turn this around. I want to actually close the feet. Pay attention to where the press labels are. That's where we want to press. And I'm going to slot Snow 12 into this mode. And if I actually take our user guide that we were reading before, if I just kind of place this underneath, I'm going to exit from the menu here. So in this mode, the Snow 12 has a small sensor in the back that aligns with a small magnet in the frame. So it knows that it is in the frame mode. The LED lights switch on, and we're now able to see our information below. So anything that I put underneath here, including my hand or other objects that we want to look at, will be here. Of course, zooming in on things, changing the color contrast as we were showing before, all of that is possible. But you now have increased functionality with your Snow 12. So this is using the user guide. The other thing, so if I'm using a pen, and I bring my pen in here, so I can change my mode to just normal color for right now. So I'm able to see the tip of the pen, and I'm able to write on the document. So if I'm doing more than just signing my name on a check, if I'm filling out a form or I'm even writing to someone, I can write underneath here much more easily. There's plenty of room to do so. In terms of looking at things, so again, if I put my hands under here, everything will be enlarged. I'm going to actually kind of zoom out a little bit. So I can see my hands if I'm working with a small piece of arts and crafts, or perhaps I'm looking at the label on a can of food or something like that. We can do so underneath the Snow 12 here. The other thing is that if we're going to do the OCR feature, so I'm going to go into the menu,
text-to-speech function,
go into the OCR mode.
Text-to-speech function.
And so here now we're seeing the entire page. If you look at our video about the OCR and text-to-speech, we're only seeing a small section of the page when Snow 12 is on the table. But here we're able to see the entire page. So if you want to do full page text recognition with Snow 12, this is absolutely the best way to do it. And so I'll move my document out of the way. So if we're done using the frame, just carefully hold Snow 12 by the sides, lift it out of the cradle, place it to one side, and then you can close up your reading frame again.
Hi, my name is Jeff, and I'm happy to welcome you today to the IRI Product Review Center. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Cloverbook Pro. Cloverbook Pro from SiteCare. It's a 12.5-inch Full HD magnifier. It's pretty cool. Let's take a closer look. Alright, here we are up close with the Cloverbook. So first of all, you have a really nice, it's only about 5 pounds, light, portable, foldable design. Starts out pretty good to start with in terms of portability. Real easy to fold it back up when you want to use it again. And it even has a little distance camera hid over here. You just pull that out and you can turn it around for self-viewing, turn it out for distance viewing. It's a real handy design on this guy. I also want to point out on the back of it we have an external battery, or a user replaceable battery. It's important you buy something like this and the battery goes dead and that's the whole reason you have to return the product or stop using the product. That seems crazy. This one, you press a button, put a new battery in, and you're good to go. So now looking around, a very convenient place to put the power button on the side here. When you press it, it lights up. It even has the power port to plug in your power right here, and it's a circular plug, not one you have to try to find the right direction on. Just plug it right in and good to go. Have both your power charge and your on switch right there together. You have an HDMI port here for connecting an external screen. There's even an option to put an external screen on top of here, so you can have two screens together with your Cloverbook. And we have one to move around to different camera options and other appropriate buttons. Let me turn this around. I really like to point out a few things here. Again, we have wheels for controlling the contrast and the magnification. We have a joystick in the middle for live panning and frozen views. You can see everything that your camera sees without moving the material or your device. We have a text-to-speech button, as well as some others for volume and things I'll show you once we get into the operation. So let's turn this guy on and see how it works. To turn on Cloverbook, there's a button on the left side, on the left arm at the top. And you touch it and hold it for about 2 seconds. A green light comes on and the device fires up. So we immediately go into live magnification mode. I can put my material under there, and turn the wheel and magnify. I also have the option to pinch and zoom if I like touchscreen controls. I have those options. I'm kind of old school. I like a good old traditional wheel. You have that control. I'm not sure how well this shows up in the video, but you have a nice 12.5-inch full HD screen. You actually have a 4K camera, so you have a really nice clear image for your live magnification. You don't have a lot of ghosting. It's just a real nice magnifier. And now when I turn through the color modes, I have tons of different options. We can go into the settings and we can adjust these and turn them off if we want to. But it's nice, you can go back and forth. That's one of the things I like. If it's, oh, I just missed the one, now I don't have to go through 16 other ones to get back to it. I can just go back and forth. Another thing is it also has a push button on this wheel. Because you're going to want color sometimes. You're going to look at a photograph or something like that. Sorry, this is a terrible photograph. And then quickly be able to switch back to reading when I get into my favorite reading mode. So you have the wheel for convenience and easily just switch in and out for going between color and your reading. You also have a zoom wheel. You notice I didn't freeze this. I'm able to pan. I can pan while it's frozen, but I can pan around even when in live view. So most often maybe use this for a prescription bottle or something you're holding underneath there, and you can just move around and use it. Or if you just want to go down a column more easily and not keep moving reading material or try to move the device, it's a real convenient way to see everything using this handy dandy little joystick in the middle. So that's kind of the basic magnification uses. Some things to point out there is we have wheel controls. So we have some traditional controls on the device as well as a touchscreen. So however you want to change your magnification, you have that option. We have really nice, again, a wheel for contrast colors. And with a push button to move between my reading mode and my photo viewing mode. So just a lot of good features just in the basic magnification. Now let's look a little bit deeper in what we can do once we employ some of the additional features. So if I want to use the additional distance camera, all I have to do first of all is bring it out like that. It's not something that requires a special connection. I don't have to tie into it. It's just there, it's charged, it's ready to go. It'll tilt in different ways so that I can get my distance view from different angles. This will turn so that I can have a self view or I can have a distance view, and it'll switch the modes accordingly for the best view. It's real easy to get into that. I just flip a little button on the side here. On the left side there's a small white button. You can press that and it switches to your different camera views. And now right now I've got a view of the wall there. Try to line this up so you can see it. It's kind of cool. Again, you can tilt this guy and get that perfect view that you want to try to get. And I can zoom in there and get a nice distance view. And what's cool here, and I haven't seen this on really anything else, if I hit this button again, it's going to give me some split screen options. So check this out. I've got a red rectangle around the top view. So when I use my controls, those are going to impact the top view. I can change the contrast, do all kinds of things there. And then I can still be looking, say maybe I'm using this to look at the front of a classroom or a presentation. I can see the presenter, see the whiteboard up there, see the smartboard, and also be reading notes down below. And if I wanted to change something down below, I just click on that or I touch it, and then I get a red rectangle around that, indicating I can control that. And I can adjust my contrast, my magnification, and a number of other things in that. So here I have a horizontal split. If I press this button, the camera button on the left side again, this is going to give me a vertical split, if that's a more convenient view for you. Again, I can control each one independently, each view independently. And I do have an option of a second 12.5-inch screen that I can attach to the device up here, so it's a physical split screen. So I actually get one view on this screen and one on the other. I can really take advantage of this feature. If I press it again, I go back to my live reading mode. One of the really exciting things about the Cloverbook is that you can actually get an additional screen to go with it. You can get an external screen. It comes with a little HDMI cord. And all you do is you put it on here. It has a piece that folds out. You slide it down in there in the back of the stand. Fits real easy. And go ahead and fire it up. You just have to connect the HDMI cord that comes with it into that screen. There we go. And that's initially going to duplicate my screen. But then I can use the button that I use for my split screen to do all kinds of fun things now. I'll hit this, and now I have a distance view shown on both screens. I can zoom in on that. Maybe I can get in close enough you can see it. And if I hit it again, I'm actually going to get each image on a different screen. So now I have my distance cam, I have my close cam, and the one that's closest to me, I can control everything still here, change the contrast, do everything I want to do. And then I can still see in a distance. Now if I want to control that camera, I just hit it again. Now I've got my close view up here and my distance here. I can zoom in, check out what the presenter's doing. Still have a desk view up here for taking notes or whatever. Really ideal in a presentation setting to have this amazing feature where you just slap on another monitor and off you go. It's very cool. So I'd want to show you that, that unique feature of the Cloverbook Pro. Okay, so let's take a look at how the OCR works on this guy. So the Cloverbook offers a couple different ways to do OCR. First of all, real easy, if I find some text that I want to have read to me, I just basically get it in view, and once I have the text that I think I want, on the right side of the front of the device there's a little recessed button with a T on it. I can press that, it's going to capture the text and read it back to me.
How to live life to the fullest with safety, efficiency, dignity, and fun.
I can zoom in on that. I can see different views of it if I wanted to see the computer text. lots of different ways to view that. And that'll give me just kind of whatever's in the view at the time that I want to have read back to me. Now if I have something where I want to do the entire document, so let's say this entire letter page document I want to have read back to me, I can go into the scanning mode. I'm going to hold down the home button. I'm going to bring up some options here, one of which is text to speech. I'll tap on text to speech. It brings up a orange rectangle, makes it easy to see so that I can scan this guy and get the entire brochure just all in one scan. Now there's a T on the screen now I can use, or I can use this same button I used again. I'm going to just scan that and we will get a full page scan.
2019 seminar topics.
Let me put that on so it'll read the whole thing.
2019 seminar topics. Seminar topics may include
I'm going to switch
introduction
views.
to vision loss, travel and transportation, health and wellness, communication and technology, recreation and leisure, arts and hobbies, make the most of the holidays, first aid and urgency, daily living skills.
There's on-screen controls, or there's also button controls. So I used this T button I've been using to scan to start and stop the text.
Skills, cooking and kitchen organization, Braille basics.
And I can press that and go back to view the original document if that's what I want to read, whichever view I want to see. But I can easily just scan the entire page and have it read back to me aloud. So let's review some of the special features of the Cloverbook Pro. First of all, we have a 12.5-inch Full HD matte screen for great viewing. You've got a 4K camera for reading, and you've got a discrete fold-out camera for self-view and for distance view. You have the ability to scan and read full-page documents. You have a light and foldable design, perfect for carrying around, and a carry case is even included. You have the choice to have traditional controls, or maybe you want to use the touchscreen controls. Whatever you want to do, it's got the controls for you. You even have split screen. You even have live panning. And additionally, you can even add an external monitor or connect to a larger screen. I want to thank you for joining us today to review the Cloverbook Pro from SightCare.
First of all, this is a 22-inch HD display, and when I say HD, it's not only a 1080p screen, but there's also a 1080p camera, meaning it's true HD all the way through, resulting in a nice crystal cleared image at all times. Okay, and then let's go ahead and go over this tray real fast. So there's a purple locking lever in the front, and it has 4 different positions. So first of all, the right-hand position is fully locked. I can't move my tray up or down, left or right. And then if I move it over to the left, one click here, there we go, and it unlocked just our horizontal axis, so I can move it right and left, and my up and down is still locked. If I move it one more click, it unlocks my vertical axis as well, but there's a magnetic reading line in there that'll help you bump down small steps at a time rather than just completely freehanding it. And so if I just bump it down, little steps like that, and that helps step down in between different sentences on something you're reading at high zoom. And then if I move it all the way to the left to our 4th position, then it's completely free and I can move both horizontally and vertically freely just like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and stick something underneath here to read. I got just the manual with me this time. Alright, there we go. And then let's go ahead and take a quick swing through the control set here. So first of all, our first button on the left is our high contrast mode button. So if I press this, I can cycle through my different high contrast modes. Right now it's on full color. Press it again, here's black and white. Again, and here's white on black. And you'll notice it zoomed out when I did that. And the reason for that is because you can set your high contrast level zoom and your full color mode level zoom differently. So the reason for that is your full color mode is most often used for things like picture viewing, as where your high contrast modes are used for reading. And so you can set independent zoom levels for each one of those. So you'll notice when I switch from high contrast mode to full color mode, it will probably adjust the zoom level for me. So continuing on here, here's our white on black, here's our black on white, yellow on black, black on yellow, yellow on blue, blue on yellow, green on black, black on green, red on black, black on red, and now back to full color. And you notice it zoomed in because I have a different zoom level for my full color mode here.
Continuing on, we have plus and minus buttons here for zooming in and zooming out, so we can just press and hold on those and it will zoom in, zoom out, and this will zoom all the way up to 65 times magnification, so it will zoom way in there for you if you want to. In the middle here we have a focus lock, and this is for writing underneath there, so you don't want the camera to refocus on your hand if you're under here, you know, doing a crossword, Sudoku, or working on some sort of project underneath the camera. So you can press this and it'll actually lock your focus for you, so that way it will stay focused on whatever material you're reading or writing on, rather than refocusing on your hand when it's underneath there. Moving on, we have our brightness button, and we can just press this to cycle through our different available brightness settings, especially helpful if you have any sort of light sensitivity, or even if you're just reading or working in a dark room, you might want to turn that display down to be a little easier on your eyes. Okay, and then here we have a remote control, and this is an optional accessory you can purchase, but I'm going to go ahead and show it just so you get an idea how it works as well. So you have a zoom knob right here for zooming in and out. You have your high contrast mode, and this does support computer switching, so you can plug in your computer as well and switch back and forth between your magnifier and a computer working as well. So that's kind of an extra cool feature in here. And then if we turn the remote over, it will switch us over into OCR mode. And right now the remote's asleep, but if I press a button, it'll wake this guy up. And I say that. There we go. Now the remote woke up. So the remote will go to sleep to save battery, and all you have to do is press one of the buttons, so the remote will wake back up. But anyway, when I flip this remote over, it actually switched me into OCR mode, and this is where it's going to take a picture and can actually read to you. So you can be in the magnification only mode, which is what I was just in and showed you, or you can flip the remote over to this side, and here you have your OCR controls. So these OCR controls right here are just a duplicate of what you have on screen, but I just wanted to show you that real quick. Zoom in, zoom out, movement forward and backwards, up and down, play and pause, and take a snap in OCR right there. So I'll just put that remote back in. Let's center this up so we can OCR it and read it. So there's a camera icon over here on the right. We're just going to press that. It's going to snap a picture, begin the OCR process. So in just a few moments we'll be presented with the OCR document. So there's the OCR document. It automatically started reading for us. We can also have it if we want do paragraph selections, and I'll show you how to do that. I'm just going to go back for a moment, turn this off, and I'm going to re-OCR it. And when I do this time, rather than automatically starting to read, it's going to show me paragraphs, and I can select the paragraph I want to start on. So let's say I want to start on this contrast paragraph. There you go. You'll see that's zooming and highlighting there. Let's go ahead and zoom in. Let's turn that volume up a little bit.
Volume 75, volume 85%, volume 90%, volume 95%, volume 100%.
Okay, so just going across these.
Contrast.
I'm going to go ahead and pause that for just a moment while I talk about the controls. So going through these on-screen controls real quick, we have our menu over here, which we'll go into in a little more detail in a moment. We can turn up and down the rate of our speech here, turn up and down the volume, play and pause reading, navigate by letter here,
This icon from
forward and
icon.
backwards through letters, or up and down through paragraphs, or there's a back button to get us back to our OCR screen. So let's go ahead and go into the menu real quick. So our first option here is we can choose between a male or female reading voice, and we can also, there's a few different equalizer presets to maybe fine-tune the sound for you. Moving on here, we have our display mode or our document menu, and we can choose a few different display modes. For example, this is the original document. This would overlay digital text. This is purely digital text, one line of digital text, or one word of digital text at a time. So just to give you an idea of what the difference is, here I'll switch to completely digital text. I can also switch to different highlighting modes. So right now it's a square box around, but I could do an underline. I could do highlighting the letter itself or the word itself, or I could do like a full highlight if I want to too. So let's go ahead and we'll do just highlighting the words, and I'm going to change the color of the highlighting to, let's say, blue, and then I'm going to go back. And there you go. You'll see all the text is now digitized rather than seeing the original image, and I can play and pause, and it's all highlighted in blue.
Icon from right to left, and hold your finger on the left side of the rounded rectangle to gradually
Alright, so let's go back in the menu and check out a few more options. So again, these are all your different display or reading mode options. Then we can save a document if I want to. So if I just press the save button, it's actually going to take a picture that I did and just save it into my photo library. And I can go in my photo library here. And if I have multiple saved documents, I can use these right and left arrows to navigate through those and pull one of those back up at any time and start reading a different part of it. Okay, let's back up again. Back up again. And let's go into our settings. Here you can choose your system language. So if you prefer something like Spanish or French or Portuguese or something like that, you can switch your language here. You can change your system voice as well. system volume, and do a factory reset right there. And that's really all there is to it. It's pretty simple. So I'm going to go back here to my document menu just to give you an idea of the remote working. I'm going to go ahead and press the play button.
Decrease the contrast. Contrast can only be
Let's go ahead and
adjusted in
zoom out.
high contrast modes, not in photo modes. 4.6 white balance. Swipe this icon from left, right, and hold your finger on right side of the rounded rectangle to gradually change the white.
I can pause, so this will zoom in and out right there. I can do my navigation by word or by paragraph. And I can play and pause, or I can back up if I want to, and I could read OCR if I want to, and I can flip my remote back over, switch to magnifier mode, flip my remote back over again, and you'll see it left off right where I was at, and I can start reading again right away.
4.2 zoom, tap or press and hold the minus icon allows you to zoom out.
Alright,